Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. and just out today, gonna do a little bit of walking around the property because that's what the doctors want me to do. Is they want me to walk as much as possible because I guess that helps with the healing process. And I'm just going around and assessing everything. My fence to the garden has to be re-stapled back to the post because the heavy snow made the fence cave out away from the posts. So that's got to be fixed. I've just been walking around and seeing how things have fared over the winter now that all the snow is gone and I can actually walk around. The ground is still frozen because it's only 30 degrees out. It's freezing cold out today. I have no idea how the lean-to fared over the winter because I can't make it up that bank. See the steps there? The lean-to's right there where my thumb is. And there's been some heaving in the ground, so hopefully it's still sitting level. If not, once the warm weather comes, it will resettle because the ground is, like I said, frozen. But I can't get up there to check on it. So yeah, I walk real slow, but I'm trying to improve my walking every day and do a little more. I still don't feel good at all. Every day that I wake up, I don't feel good. I'm not complaining, so please don't get me wrong. I'm just letting you guys know what this is like when you have a radical nephrectomy done. At least for me, I feel sick every day. It's everything I can do not to puke. Even when I sit down and eat a meal, and the other night I sat down to eat a supper that I made for myself, and I couldn't eat it. I had to set the fork down and just go into bed, and I stayed in bed the rest of the night, and I just didn't eat supper because I felt so sick. I felt like I was dying. But the good news is that, as you guys remember, I said that there was a lot of plow damage here from me plowing the driveway over the winter because we had such a heavy, bad winter, and it basically wrecked the driveway. But my landlord, ex-landlord, who owns the neighboring property across the road from us, he doesn't live far from here, said he'd come over with a skid steer and fix the driveway, and that's what he did yesterday. So I'm going to show you guys what he did. He did a good job. I just got to do some finesse raking someday when I can do it. I just got to finish it with a rake. But all the stone, there was huge piles sitting here of stone that just got shoved up onto the lawn, and he dragged it all back and feathered it out. This got left because that's mulch. I had mulch on a tarp, and the plow basically destroyed it. So I'm going to just now use that as fill. It's not good for mulch anymore, but he regraded the 2-track, and yes, it's a mess. I know it looks like a mess, you guys, but a property this big is just constant work. And someday I'm going to get this all raked off, and then he said he's going to give me more stone to come over with a dump truck, and then I'll raise the box and I'll just go down the 2-track and re-stone all that. But all the other stone that we did, that was in big piles, he got it all spread out. And so it's all leveled out. He used his bucket and he backbladed it, and he got all the stone put back in the driveway. And places where he couldn't really backblade without taking the lawn with it, he just did it lightly. So this is where I got to take a rake and just rake these rocks so it's a curve, so the driveway just curves around coming out of the garage. So I just got to get this raked over onto the driveway. So it's just finesse stuff like this now, but at least he got the big piles pulled back because I would have never been able to do that with the way I feel now. And over here he did the same thing. He got it all spread out, but you can see there's still just a line of some small stones still left. So I gotta rake this back into the driveway and get basically, you guys, I gotta re-establish the edge of the driveway and get whatever stones are left on the yard back into the driveway, so it's all cleaned up. And all this has got to be raked down. It's a mess. There's a lot of leaves and sticks, and you can see some of the work I left off on in the fall. I got a pile here that's got to be cleaned up. This big pile right here, debris, got to be put in a wheelbarrow and dumped over the bank over yonder. But yeah, this driveway was destroyed, and he came and backbladed it all and got it fixed pretty nice for me with just the machine. So I'm happy about that. I gave him $100 for his fuel. That's the least I could do, and I thanked him. I really appreciated it. You can see here there's still stone along the edge that has to be raked this way and put on the driveway. And I still may have to top dress it. I mean, I got to come in with more stone, and that bank needs to be all raked down so it's ready for mowing. And I got a lot of raking to do over here, over where the loading dock is. And the other far side of the barn is even worse. There's a lot of raking that needs to be done there. And, you know, a bunch of sticks that come down over the winter. Stuff like this, you know. A lot of sticks that I just got to get raked up and picked up and everything so I can mow. And there's just leaves and debris everywhere because we had a lot of windstorms. But it could be worse. And down there at the edge of the driveway, you can see my plow indicator post is leaning. I got to straighten that, and I got a lot of raking to fix the entrance of the driveway down there. That's all got to be filled in and fixed. And this is all the brush we cut last year and threw over the bank. So, and you can see all the leaves and debris all around the barn here. This has all got to get raked. You know, if I ever get my lawn tractor running, that's being rebuilt. I left off on it in the fall, and I didn't get to finish it because winter came, and I just postponed it. And I thought, well, you know, I'll fix it in the spring, but I wasn't anticipating on going through what I went through. So, but if I get the tractor running, I can just mow and blow all this over here to the bank with the tractor. But, and I'll show you guys the tractor here in a minute. But yeah, there's just a lot of leaves and sticks and just debris everywhere. But he went down all the 2-track, and this was just such a mess, you guys. It was just an unbelievable mess. And he backbladed it and leveled it out as much as he could with the machine, because the plow just destroyed it. This was so beautiful, this 2-track. It was just 2 tracks of dirt and all the rest was grass, and it was real pretty. But now it is a mess. And down there at the entrance, he had to fix all that down at the entrance, and this whole thing all the way down through here all has to just be raked and cleaned up and, you know, finesse work. And I still got all my firewood piles that are way up there in the woods, different piles here and there. And I got a big one over there. All those logs have to be brought down here, and then I got to finish my log row down through here because this wood all has to be split. He's got a splitter he's going to let me use when I'm able to use it. And this is all the last year, all the chainsaw work that I did to clean up these woods, to get all the dead fallen trees and the leaning trees. And I only got from here all the way up to there where that shadow is. Right there, and then from there to the far end of the property, I have to finish all that up in there. There's still a lot of down trees I have to cut with the chainsaw. And oh my god, you guys, I'm gonna have just so many cords of firewood, it's not even funny. Yeah, I got a mess. It's gonna be a hell of a lot of work. That skid steer has dozer tracks on it, like a tank. And that little machine, it weighs 16,000 pounds, and that machine is powerful, and it did a good job. I mean, he flattened this out as good as he could and everything. And like I said, I just got to rake stuff off the grass because this was all a strip of lawn through here between the ditch and the 2-track. So I got to get this raked and feathered over, and I want to just kind of rake the driveway and clean it up and clean all down the side of the barn, and, you know, just tons and tons of work. And I don't know if this is frozen or not. It is. I can't get that on the ground. That falls out. Any large rocks, I just throw them in the ditch. And he's eventually going to come in with his excavator and start behind the house. He's going to come down through here and dig this ditch all out for us, so the water can flow better through here, because it hasn't been done in decades. Nobody ever took care of this ditch before we bought the house. So there's a tree that fell that's got to be cut up. And yeah, it just the snow that came off the roof of the barn did some damage when it fell. Big pieces of ice, and then it went against the barn, and it dented and banged all the metal inward. So I got to go on the inside and kind of kick it out a little bit and straighten it. But when I'm glad he did, I told him, I says, if you could, when you get that pile over there, just bring it back this way and fill in this area right here, because this was a dip and it would always fill and pond with water. So I told him, I says, fill it in and run your machine over it and pack it down. And that's what he did. So he did a really good job. I just gotta do some fixing, you guys. It's a hell of a lot of work. There's 6 acres here. The property is very big. It takes me 2 hours to mow all around the house, the barn, down front, all the banks, down the 2-track with a push mower. And I've been, all last year, I mowed this whole property with a push mower. And then my landlord got a hold of me, and he says, there's a lawn tractor that I got, he said, from somebody. And he says, and they were going to scrap it because it doesn't run. He says, do you want it? And because he knows I can get engines, I do small engine repair, and I can get stuff running. I says, well, yeah. I said, if it's a decent machine, I'll take it. And so he put the forks on his skid steer, and he brought it over. And this is it. It's you guys have seen this. It's a vintage Craftsman, but it's in good shape. All the metal on it is in good shape and everything. And so right now I got it all tore apart because I've been rebuilding it. So I got the air cleaner off of it. I took the old ignition out and I put a new one in here. Brand new ignition, because the ignition was shot. So I got a brand new one in there right there. And this is why they got rid of the tractors, because they couldn't get it to run, and it was all because it had a bad ignition. So they were going to junk the whole machine. So when I put a battery in it and I put some gas down the carburetor, it fired right off, and it ran until it ran out of gas. Seat's in good shape. And yeah, so the deck's not rotted out or anything. I had to cut the back wheel off because it was seized to the spindle of the axle there, so I got to get another wheel. Oh, damn it. Now the cat's in here. I'm not going to be able to get him out. But I put a new fuel line on it, a new inline filter, and I got a rag stuffed in here because I took the carburetor off because I got to order a new carburetor and that. So I got to get a wheel for it, maybe a couple wheels because some of them are shot. So a couple wheels, a new carburetor, and then I got to get the blades off, sharpen them, and I may have to get a new spindle tower for the other side of the deck. But it's all, there's the hood to it. That needs some work. So the whole thing is just only half done, and it's been sitting like this since October. And I haven't done anything, but that's what I've been mowing the property with. So I'm hoping that my health is going to allow me to get this machine done, because if not, I don't know how I'm going to mow the property this year. Still got another table in the fall I was working on, and I stopped all work because once the freezing cold came, I just didn't do anything more out here because this building doesn't have any electric or heat. It's all been disconnected, and that's the way we wanted it. So we don't need the utilities of running anything in this building because we don't really use it for anything. Come on, Tucker. Come on. Come on. I got to get him out of here or he'll be trapped in here. Come on. Come on. Come on. What you doing? Come on, buddy. You don't need to be in here. Come on. Dear me's. Come here. Oh, my God. I shouldn't even be picking this cat up. He weighs a lot. He's fat. Come on, buddy. You got to get out of here. I don't want you in here. Okay. A little hellion. So, I haven't been up in the woods and walked any of our trails, but I do know we got some big trees that came down over the winter, huge ones. I mean, it literally shook the house when they fell. I heard them from inside the house when they went. And then back when it happened, I checked on the trails, and sure enough, we got some big ones right across our trail. So I got more trees up there to chainsaw. And then one across the creek on the other side of the bridge. One fell across our trail over there that goes over to our third driveway. And so I got that one to chainsaw up too as well. So this whole front yard has to be all raked down, the whole thing. And everything's sent over the bank because it's a mess. And I still got stones all over the yard that have to be raked. And oh boy, I sure hope, you guys, I'm going to be able to do it. I know people that are subscribed to my channel have been emailing me, and there's been a few gentlemen that have had this surgery done, and they said it takes probably anywhere 6 months to a year before they even remotely felt normal. And I'm praying to God it don't take me that long, because if this is going to be a really long recovery, then I'm not going to be able to do much on this property this year, and that's not good, because Bridget and I worked so hard to get this property cleaned up when we purchased it. And there was so much debris and brush, as you guys remember from when we first moved in. It was a mess. This property was just destroyed. And we put so much work to even get it to where it is now. I mean, you guys won't believe. If you've never seen the before, you won't believe it. It was just an amazing transformation, and I don't want it to get back to looking like that. So I want to be able to take care of this property, but I have no idea if I'm going to be able to or not. But I'd like to at least get the tractor up and running and workable. So if it came down to it, that Bridget could run it to mow the property, because that would be easier on her than a push mower, and she could just run the mower. But I'll have to see if I can get that together. I know right now I don't feel like it at all. Otherwise I would be working on it. Yeah, I still got to rake down the backyard back here where the fire pit is. And then when my buddy George gets back from Louisiana, he's down there on vacation, maybe I can get him to get my swing out of the barn and hanging on its chain. So in nice weather, I can come out here and sit and maybe get a little fire going or something. Today's Sunday, and Bridget's left yesterday for Iowa, and she's going to be out there to spend time with her family for a week, so she won't be back until next Sunday, a week from today. So I'm going to be here by myself for a week, just holding down the fort and doing what I can. And I've just been pretty much staying in the house and you know, trying to eat 3 meals a day. Hasn't been easy, but I've been trying to eat 3 meals a day because I feel so sick. And yeah, and I just been watching TV, and then I lay down and I rest, and then I go to bed early. And but I haven't been sleeping very good. The pain has just been over the top, and I got nothing to take for it. So my buddy said that when he gets back from Louisiana, that he'll come up here and help rake and help me out and stuff. I'll pay him, but I can't hire like a gang of workers up here, because that, with the labor, it would be hundreds, maybe even a couple $1,000s in labor just to have people working here on the property, and I can't afford that. So it's going to have to be a little at a time, you guys, a little at a time. But I can't wait to be over this and get back to the way I used to be. I really regret having this surgery done. I know that. I regret it bad. And but, you know, one day at a time, I guess. One day at a time. I'm also going to be coming in with some topsoil, because right here, right there, it's a low. There's a swale in the yard, and I want to fill this in with dirt and rake it off, seed it, and get that taken care of. But we had stone that was even pushed all the way up here onto this walk that I laid last year. We got all these rocks out of the creek, and I laid this walk, but the plow just pushed the stone all. We had just huge piles sitting here, and we got it all moved back. So really happy about that. At least it's starting to look somewhat like it did. And still got a long ways to go though. And you know, being a guy, it's hard to look out your window and see all the work that needs done, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. That's a hard pill to swallow, but it is what it is. And I've been getting contacted by companies, as many as 10 a week, wanting me to review everything from electric scooters to electric bikes to lanterns and power stations and just all kinds of stuff. Surveillance cameras, night vision goggles. I've already got several pairs of those, and all these companies, I've just been having to tell them no thank you because I just haven't felt up to doing the reviews. That one company did send me the chair though, and I didn't even know they were doing that. They just sent it, so I had to review that. And then I got this other company that sent me a lean-to tent with an overhead tarp. It's kind of a weird setup, and it's basically made for summertime camping, and that's supposed to be here today, and I really don't feel like reviewing a tent. But if I'm able to out there somewhere in the yard send it up and review it real quick, I will, because it's already on its way. Those companies just sent it out without telling me, because I've done other products for them, so they just assumed I would, you know, accept it. But all the other companies that have been getting a hold of me, I've been turning them down because I just don't feel up to screwing around with that kind of stuff, you guys. Not now anyway, not yet. So I just wanted to give you guys that update. And yeah, every day, you guys, I feel the same. I don't feel any better. I just feel sick every single day. And my abdomen is in a lot of pain, and I'm in pain whether if I'm standing, sitting, laying down. Actually, laying down feels a little bit better, but not a whole lot. And I have to wear my abdomen belt to help hold my insides together because of all the stitches inside my abdomen. So one day at a time, but I sure wish I would start to feel a little better, being that I'm a month out now post-op. I'm in my 4th week, and it's probably going to take several more months. So I don't know. We'll see how much I'll be able to do on this property this year, but if I'm not able to do it, then I'm not able to do it. There's just nothing I can do about it, but it is frustrating knowing that I just have to watch it all just go to hell, really, and not be able to do anything. So it's the only time in my life to where now I wish I had a son, because then I could have my kid come and help his dad out, but I don't have any kids, so it is what it is. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll have some more content coming soon. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.